Welcome to another episode of Man Tips presented by Talking Small Podcast. Today we'll show you how to replace a Under Counter wine cooler that no longer works, because who wants wine? This is Man Tips, with a built-in kegerator. And I got my dad helping me with this because this is a two-man job. 8 1/4. So while he's lining that up, so basically you're going to have to get the center line. You can go to Harbor Freight, get this diamond hole saw right here. We're going to go 1 3/8 inches. So one of the big things about putting in a kegerator is you need about a 4.5 inch diamond bit just to put the top and actually cut the whole thing out of the granite and put it, dead center on it. So then you got to finish out around the top. So what we're going to try to do is insulate the gap in between the kegerator and the counter, and we're going to drill a smaller hole so we can get the beer lines through there. So basically what you want to do is line up where your bit's going to be.
Yeah, see, I mean, this drew it a lot bigger. If you would have had a fine point, I could have got it closer. But
this will do. All right, so once you got the mark, what we're worried about is this counter here. So we want to make sure that the back hole is kind of covered up. So we'll offset it so you can still get your airflow. The type of kegerator we got has a fan that'll blow up into the draft tower. And you can see here, there's not that much clearance, but it's enough that we'll be able to pull the tab. Now we're just going to double check our measurement from here and make sure we're still where we're supposed to be. So we're going to go ahead, before we make the cut, we're going to duct tape kind of around the edges as a guide to keep your hole saw in line.
do a start at an angle. Okay, so we're close. We're just a little bit off to this one side a little bit. So what you're really probably going to need is a vacuum cleaner for a shoulder. Underneath that. Okay. All right, what we do is vacuum it again. Got a cup to put water.
All right, so we're going to put a little water on there to help the cut.
Vacuum this up. It's supposed to be brushless. Is this the only?
No, I might have another one.
Put your phone under there, see if it's coming through. Can you see it?
No, it's not coming through yet. It's got to be close. Yep, came through. Yep, you're offset just a little bit.
Enough for to get the hose down there.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to try the hose in there.
So when you're putting the hose through there, the wing nut, if you slide it back up a little bit on the hose, you'll be able to get it kind of in where we want. You can see it's kind of hanging through there now. So in order to insulate coming from the kegerator to there, we got a piece of styrofoam, and we're going to line up that hole width right there, and we'll tape that into place. Therefore, you can kind of seal the best you can around it. Alright, so when we tape that down here, we're going to line the hole up. So he's down here taping. I'm up top, lining up the hole.
You got it?
Yeah. No. Yeah, it holds good. So add a couple more pieces of duct tape, make sure to fortify it so it doesn't move when we go back in with it.
Alright, watch your fingers.
Alright, it is offset a little bit too.
What is offset?
The
Styrofoam moved?
No, the styrofoam's still good. Alright, so you hear a little dog in the background barking now, but what we're going to do now is fish the wing nut and the hose through there. Alright, you're in on that, and then we just got you got to kind of angle the wing nut to get it in the granite and then get it through the styrofoam. And yep, it's down in there now.
We got to get it placed. Is that about where you want it?
Yeah, that's good.
You do that. You're going to look underneath and see. You got enough ventilation?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's got the gap in there.
got a gap back here, right?
Yeah. Like I can reach up into the draft tower from down here.
Okay.
So it should work.
Lights here in the kitchen to turn on?
All right, so
Is the drill still outside?
yeah, the drill's still outside. So you set up a hole here, and the other two are under. We're gonna drill the first one through. And on this one, we're using the screws that came with it. They're at size 10. They fit a size 10 anchor, so we're gonna put some anchors in the granite. The drill bit he took out there with him, but it's a which one did he end up using? Using the 5/16 drill bit. So we're going to drill some holes here, here, and then two on the other side.
Keep that son of a bitch. This is the bitch. We'll go like that. Oh, you know what? We should put the gasket on before we put the hose through.
Yeah, that would have been smart. So, since we forgot to put the gasket on, basically I took the gasket, put it around the hose, snaked it back up through here, and now it's under. We're putting the first screw in to make sure this works. That was a lot of work to get that one screw in, and it walked on us a little bit. I think we may end up with just doing two of these screws. We'll have to see. So we found that cleaning out with a screw helps. It seems like a lot of the dust, in the camera, got in the way. So we got one in. We're going for the second one. It was pretty hard to start. It's going to be pretty similar. He's going to try to get the edge and then go in. Yeah. All right, now for the CO2 tank.
We'll tighten it when we get in there.
Okay. So the CO2 tank we got hooked up from a beverage store. We got the. Now they said if you're having trouble put that on, you can put in some like hot water, help it a little bit. It's got an alligator clamp on there. That will tighten up there. And overall, what we ended up doing was we got one screw here, one screw there. It's pretty tight and sturdy right now. I'd recommend buying a couple of the diamond bits if you want to do all 4 holes through granite, because about at the end of the second one, ours was kind of worn out. Now we're hooking up the CO2 tank. Got this filled at a beverage store. I think you can go to Welding Supply or something like that as well to get it. The other part of the hose hooks on here with a hose clamp, and then that is the tap for the keg, and I'll hook on the other side of that. Again, if you're struggling, you can put the hose in water. Dad's a little headstrong, so he's going to go for it anyway. And it looks like he got it on, and then he'll take the clamp, move it up, and go ahead and tighten up. Alright, so now we're hooking up the hose coming back down from the beer tower, and we're going to go ahead and tap our keg. So one of the things to be aware of here is the when this edge star came in, the Velcro was on backwards, so we're having to spin it around so we can Velcro the CO2 tank. They say you recommend putting your CO2 tank back on about like 12 pounds.
Can you move the light?
Yeah, sure. All right, and there's the final product.
Well, you're going to get some head with it when you first. Oh wait, Here's your final product right here.
Oh wait, hold on. Oh, and there's the drip pan. That was another episode of Man Tips presented by Talking Small Podcast. This was a tough one. Thanks, Dad, for the help of installing a kegerator in granite. And there's the final. Gotta get that good pour. Oh, yeah. Cheers, baby. And it's a little warm. It's going to take a second to get cold. But cheers. Man Tips. Subscribe, rate, review.